One of the amazing things about Marvel Comics is that they have a history and storyline going back well over 75 years, and those first comics are still playing a role in how events are unfolding today. Just in the last few years, we have had the chance to see our favorite characters put on the silver screen, not always with the exact same stories that exist in the comics, but close enough that we are able to make certain assumptions about where the movies and the characters in them might be going. One character who is about to debut in the MCU is Carol Danvers, better known as Ms. Marvel, and she will be played by Brie Larson. Carol Danvers made her first non-superpowered appearance in the late 1960s alongside Captain Marvel, the Kree warrior who eventually became a defender of the Earth, not Billy Batson of Shazam. She has worked as a fighter and a test pilot alongside Nick Fury at S.H.I.E.L.D., and she had been the head of security for NASA installations. Carol got caught in an explosion of a Kree Psyche magnetron with Captain Marvel, merging her DNA with his Kree DNA, making her a human Kree hybrid and granting her superpowers and memories of Marvel's Kree training. This allowed her to become Ms. Marvel in the 1970s. A later exposure to the Psyche magnetron gave her some of the powers of the uniform, such as flight, and Marvel will also play a large role in the future of the MCU, and he's going to be played by Jude Law. Ms. Marvel was a mainstay of the Avengers and Marvel Comics throughout the 80s and 90s, being involved in some of the greatest Marvel storylines of the time period, and one of the worst as well. Avengers number 200 is an example and represents perhaps one of the most inappropriate points of Marvel Comics, and specifically in Ms. Marvel history. In this storyline, she is seduced and kidnapped by an alien character named Marcus. Although it is good to recognize this for the sexual assault which it is, the less said about this storyline the better, as it is simply one of the lowest points in Marvel history. Ms. Marvel continued to have a significant issue affect her life, and one of the most important was her encounter with Rogue of the X-Men. As most of you know, Rogue has the ability to steal powers and memories of others through touch, with that person temporarily losing them. What most people don't realize is that the longer Rogue is in contact with someone, the longer she will retain those powers. In the case of her encounter with Ms. Marvel, Rogue held on for so long that she permanently stole Ms. Marvel's powers. Over this time period, the feelings between Rogue and Carol Danvers caused a significant number of issues, as Carol Danvers was essentially raped by another character, having her memories and powers stolen and her being left powerless. Eventually, Rogue is able to shed herself of Danvers' memories, which had been conflicting with her own on a daily basis, but she retains the power she had stolen from Ms. Marvel to this day. Now that the X-Men movies are back under the Marvel umbrella, we will have to see how this relationship works itself out in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. While undergoing treatment from Professor X to help her regain her memories and overcome her trauma, she was captured by the alien brood. These aliens experimented upon Carol and unleashed her white hole-powered abilities, as Binary, whose costume is a little ridiculous, looking with flames coming off her head and coming out of her boots. That being said, how cool was it that the American ski team was allowed to choose Ms. Marvel and Captain America themed outfits? And if we take a look at this picture, the Ms. Marvel one looks absolutely fantastic. Since then, Carol has worked with the X-Men, Avengers, and Starjammers, helping a Shi'ar Empress Lilandra reclaim her throne, and taking part in many other cosmic adventures. More recently, Carol has changed her superhero name to Warbird, and has been dealing with her powers slowly draining off. As a result of this, everything else she has been through, the comics' Carol Danvers has also been dealing with a drinking problem. Carol Danvers has played an important role with many changes in the Marvel Comics over the last 50 years, and she has been a leader in the feminist movement. Her name alone, Ms. Marvel, being adopted in the 1970s, is a big representation. She has also been on the opposite end of the spectrum with the issues around her kidnapping and assault by Marcus. Hopefully this won't ever be portrayed in the film and television in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. She is iconic enough that a version of her outfits was offered as an option to the US Olympic ski team to wear, and now she is going to be entering the Marvel Cinematic Universe. From where along her journey will Carol Danvers be when she joins the MCU remains to be seen. What we do know is that Captain Marvel will also be playing a role. Our guess is that she will start out in her role as a pilot and working for security as NASA, and end up investigating the appearance of Captain Marvel. In some sort of interaction with the Kree, there will be an explosion, and she will likely gain her powers. Is she going to be one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? It certainly looks that way. Kevin Feige did say with his own words that she was going to be the most powerful Avenger in Marvel Avengers Infinity War, and perhaps if she gains her binary powers, she will be, but if she has more of a Kree-derived power, she will be more at the level of Spider-Man. In any case, we can't wait to see her on the screen in the next Marvel movies. In our next Marvel video tomorrow, we are going to talk about the Infinity War trailer and how it reveals Thor with a new weapon. I'm going to give you my best theory on what Thor will be using, and we will be doing a Marvel video every day leading up until Marvel Avengers Infinity War. So let me know what you would like me to cover in my next Marvel video in the comment section. A big thank you to all of you who have been supporting me on Patreon. The channel's growth has been amazing, and thank you to everyone who has donated to the Con of Thrones 2018 GoFundMe. Super awesome, guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to be uploading more bonus content on Patreon since we are expanding the channel to cover Westworld, and now we are also doing Marvel videos. Feel free to check out my Patreon, link in the description of this video, and if you do want to help me get to Con of Thrones, you can donate to the GoFundMe, and trust me, every donation is greatly appreciated. Follow me on Twitter @AzorHype, and don't be shy. Say hello. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Hype and love.